All right.
You want to start?
Oh, sure. I mean, I'm sorry. Yeah, how's practice been going for you? Yeah.
Practice has been great. A whole set of new girls and our freshmen have been acclimated really well, so practice has been great.
There's been a lot of change, transfers in and out, new coach, new conference, a lot more change than Stanford is used to.
Sure.
How are you guys embracing that and dealing with it at the same time?
I think having Kate, having her been here for 17 years, it's been not really that much of a change, to be honest. Obviously, I'm gonna miss Tara so much, but I think the new conference change is good. I think it's kind of adapted to our new style of play. Here, the Pac-12 is more big oriented. ACC is more guard. That's our personnel this year, so I think that's kind of a good change for us. And in terms of transfers in and out, I mean that's just what happens in the college game. It's gonna happen. Change happens. We just gonna have to adapt to things, and I think we've done really well.
People always say the jump from your freshman year to your sophomore year is the most drastic in college sports. How are you feeling just having your freshman year behind you and kind of knowing what to expect?
I think going back to what Tara used to say, you can never replace experience. Mm-hmm. So I think having that freshman year under my belt, I know a lot of things, a lot more than I did last year for sure. I'm stepping into more of a leadership role as well, so being able to talk to my freshmen, talk to my upperclassmen, and making sure everyone is on the same page. But yeah, definitely a big growing moment for me this summer, especially in Italy. It's been good to play a couple games with my teammates too, so it's been good.
So far, how have you dealt with the pressure you face on the court?
Oh my gosh, I think I don't think there's really much pressure, to be honest. I mean, people are working 3 jobs and I'm playing college basketball and here at this amazing facility and amazing school institution. So I think I don't really see pressure as that big of a thing. I just see it as having fun and playing basketball.
Going from your freshman year to your sophomore year, and having that experience, how did you approach this off season and the summer to get ready for this season?
Well, I knew once Tara retired, once Cam left, Hannah Jump left, Kiki left, I knew that there was going to be a tremendous opportunity for me, especially with those 2 posts gone. I think it just kind of prepared me for, I had to actually ask them about what they did to prepare last year to have such a great season, and just being more intentional with what I'm doing in terms of working out, eating habits, sleeping habits, just dialing in a little bit more with everything. And in terms of my leadership and just talking to my teammates, knowing how to lead and when to step back and let my seniors do their jobs. So definitely a different approach of a lot more conditioning for sure.
Talk about Kennedy, man, what you've seen from her so far.
She's been great. She's always talking about, oh, am I doing good? I'm like, she's doing great. She's a big force that we're going to need. And yeah, she's been doing great. You guys will expect a lot from her this season.
How is Kate different as a coach in the final?
Kate is definitely more obviously she's younger, so she want to knock Tara. But Kate is a lot younger, so she kind of knows the nuances about more in terms of NIL and stuff like that. And I don't know, she's just more, she's different. She's way different from Tara. Her energy is different. She's jumping in drills, okay, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. But yeah, I would say she's taken a lot from Tara in terms of our offenses. Has not really changed as much. But yeah, she's great.
Kate was talking about how you're someone who can play anywhere on the court. We saw you shoot some threes last year. We saw you in the post. Where are you most comfortable?
It kind of really doesn't matter. I go where the mismatch is, honestly, and where people are guarding me. So they put me in great positions. Our offense is really catered to my kill spots. So being able to get to those consistently, and I feel like if I get to those, then I can pretty much score anymore. So.
How do you feel like your role within this team has changed from last year to this year?
Yeah, it definitely has changed. I think last year I was a freshman, so I was a baby and just soaking up everything. Honestly, I didn't really care if I played or not. Just learning from Cam, Kiki, Hannah, my seniors, people that have played, and just soaking all that up has definitely changed. And now I'm the person that, the freshmen are asking me questions. So being able to relay what I've learned and teaching them has definitely been the biggest change for me.
You guys had the trip to Italy. How was that? What did you take from that, and what was your favorite part?
Well, my favorite part was definitely just the traveling and the sightseeing. I think we get all caught up in basketball and just basketball, but being able to travel and have that tremendous opportunity, you only get it once in your 4 years, so it was great. And I think basketball-wise, it was really good to have us play 3 games with each other. Usually you don't start until a close scrimmage that we had last Saturday, or our Cardinal and White scrimmage that we have on this upcoming Saturday. So to get those games in early and to play with my teammates was good. And I learned a lot, for sure, about my teammates and just how they work and how we're going to like mesh together for the season.
Yeah, for you, I was just kind of curious, kind of what have you most enjoyed about being here at Stanford in your second year? What have you most enjoyed about this experience so far at Stanford? And also, what do you maybe most miss about Minnesota? Yeah.
Yeah, I think right now it's just, I think taking it up a notch with like everything in terms of even school. Like I'm taking like grown-up classes now, like not no childish classes like college and all that, and all those simple classes. Now I'm in like more hard classes and presenting papers, which I have later today. But I would say that, and in terms of basketball, just it's just another level. You're surrounded by greatness and excellence all around you, so you have to step it up. And what I miss about Minnesota, Cali has been great to me, so I don't really miss much. In terms of like probably my family, of course, but Cali has been good to me for sure.
I worked in Minnesota for a while. I'm guessing you don't miss the winter.
No, not at all. This is amazing. I can wear this and not be cold. I'm like, yeah, it's great.
Yeah. You mentioned a few things, Tara would say. It sounds like she's still going to be around somewhat. What is that push and pull of, she still wants to be around, but, it's Kate's team now?
Oh, yeah, I don't know where she's going to sit in these stands, but she'll definitely be there, and I can hear her in the back of my head, no, what are you doing, boxed out? I can hear so many things from her, but, yeah, for sure, I think Tara's done a good job of just stepping back. I mean, obviously she's retired, and she's like, oh, Kate, this is your team, and she doesn't, really, push her head forward, like, oh, you should be doing this and that. She gets a little bit of advice sometimes. She comes into practice and like, Tara, like, hey, you're here. But yeah, she's done a good job of just sitting back and just watching, to be honest.
You mentioned it's a more guard heavy team than what we saw last year. How do you feel about being in a more up-tempo offense that's going to be run a little bit differently?
I feel really good about it. It's less slow, more catered to our personnel, honestly. We're a lot faster. Obviously, we don't have 6'5", 6'4", 6'3" in there. So being able to run, I think that'll be our advantage, just getting out and running, just playing.
What are your personal goals for this year in and out of basketball?
Personal goals, I think for me, just having a breakout year. That's number one, I think, and just winning. Obviously, you want to win. Stanford is Stanford. We want to keep that excellence. Obviously, with Tara being gone, everyone is expecting us to do nothing, and proving ourselves right. And not proving ourselves them wrong, but proving ourselves right, and knowing that we can get the job done as well. And then in terms of academics, I want to make the honor roll. Just getting on top of things. I want to be a lawyer, so just making sure that I keep on top of my grades and I soak up as much of this experience as I can.
You mentioned a goal being having a breakout season. What does that look like to you?
I think in all areas, not just scoring, but just filling up the stat sheet. I think Kate calls me a stat stuffer. So just being able to just impact the game in so many ways, whether it's just on the offensive end and the defensive end, getting a little bit more blocks, just having that tenacity, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, for you, I'm trying to think what else to ask you here. I guess kind of for you, Cam and Brink, what do you kind of most learn from playing under her and just the experience that she kind of taught you, helped you? What was it like playing with her, and what do you most learn from Brink? Yeah.
Yes, I miss her so much, for sure. I think the number one thing I learned from her is just her tenacity. Not the anger, but just the tenacity that she brings to the game. And she's serious on the court. You can see her screaming and all that, but she's the nicest person off the court. And just knowing when to code switch and stuff like that. And she was a great leader for us. And taking that to this year and bringing it to one of my leadership qualities was what I learned from her.
Is there a road trip you're most looking forward to in the ACC?
In the ACC? I am looking forward to Notre Dame for sure. I think their guards are amazing, their posts are amazing. one of their posts, Liza Carlin. She was my AU teammate back in Minnesota. So playing against her for the first time in a couple of years would be good.
Yeah, they kind of had a similar situation with a longtime assistant come in. Have you talked to her about what that transition was like for them?
I haven't actually. I'm so
Okay.
sorry. I haven't.
No, it's okay.
At the end of last year, I think it was Tara and Kate both kind of talked about how like the way Kiki stepped up was something they wanted to see from other members of the team. Was that something that you took in because you're talking about like leveling up and taking things seriously? Was that a message that you took of like, okay, I want to go do that?
Oh yeah, for sure. I've had that talk with Kate plenty of times.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't see it as like a big thing. It's just gonna come with time. I don't
Yeah.
have to rush it and make sure, okay, I need to be scoring 100 points per game. Like that's not gonna happen. Like I need to just make sure that I'm just being the best for my team.
How is it with the new coaching staff as a whole this year? How do you think they kind of help y'all enhance the current strength of this team?
Yeah, for sure. I think we've added one, Heather Osterley. She's great. But I think our coaching staff hasn't really changed as much. We had the core that stayed. No one left or anything like that. But they've definitely stepped up their game in terms of even like off the court things, in terms of recovery, nutrition, those types of things. And then on the court, they're obviously working us. But I think it'll be good. We want to play fast, so they've been great.
Anything else? All right.
Okay.
Thank you guys.
Thanks, Nunu.